String manipulation functions. In C++, we have a special file called string header file which provides us a wide range of inbuilt functions to manipulate strings. The syntax of this header file is #include string. Some of the most common string manipulation functions available inside string header file are discussed here along with their purposes. The first function is length function, which returns the length of the string. Same is the use of the size function. It again returns the number of characters present in the string. Then third function is append function, which appends a string at the end of the other string. Fourth function is insert function, which inserts a string at a specified position. The fifth function is find function, which searches for a substring within a string. Sixth function is replace function. It replaces a portion of the string with another string. Seventh function is erase, which erases a portion of the string. And then we have compare function, which compares two strings lexicographically. Let's understand these functions using some examples in our program. In this program, we are going to learn about string manipulation functions. So here I have already declared three strings. First one is str1 having the value good morning. Second one is str2 having the value how are you. And third one is str3 which is empty at the moment. So let us first understand how to copy a string. Since str3, that is string 3, is empty at the moment, so I will store the value or copy the value of string 2 into this string. And let's display it. So here I will type one message /n string 3 is now, and then I will type here str3. So what I have done to copy, I have just written str3 equal to str2, or you can store any value here, str1 also, doesn't matter. Just this is how we create copies of strings. And now let's compile and run. So string 3 is now how are you, which is the same as string 2. Second function is length function. So let's now understand this length function. And suppose I want to display the length of string 2. So I'm typing here length of string 2 is, and then I will type here. The syntax is like this. You have to type the name of your string, which is str2 in this case, then length, which is an inbuilt function, and then parenthesis and semicolon. Let's execute this program. And here you will notice length of string 2 is 12. This includes all the question marks and punctuation marks plus blank spaces along with the characters. Our next function is size function. So let us suppose that I want to again display the size of my second string. So here I will type size of string 2 is, and this will give me the same output. Once again the syntax is type the name of the string whose size you want to find. So in my case it is string 2 str2, and then put a dot and then size and parenthesis followed by a semicolon at the end. Let's run this, and you will notice the value is 12 again. See, it's 12. Okay, our next function is append function. Append function is used to attach one string to another. So let's suppose I want to attach my second string at the end of the first string. So here I will type after appending string 2 to string 1, and then I will display here. Now the syntax is str1, first mention the string at the end of which you want to append a new string, then put a dot, then append, and inside appends parenthesis mention the string which you want to add at the end of the first string. So here I want to attach string 2 and then semicolon. So let's execute it. And now you can see after appending string 2 to string 1 we have good morning, how are you, but there is no space in between. So if you want to add space between these two strings, then you can add one space over here before how are you, and let's execute it again to see. Good morning, how are you. Now the space between morning and how is visible. Our next function is insert function, which inserts a string inside another string at a given position. So let us suppose that I want to insert something at position 0 on in case of string 2. So here I will type cout, and here I am typing /n inserting into string 2, and now I will type here, let's just add some space. Okay, so it goes like this. First you add the name of the string into which you want to make insertion. So here in my case it is str2, then dot and insert, and inside the insert function mention the position where you want to insert. In my case it is position 0, that means at the very beginning of the string. So I will type here 0, and whatever you want to enter just put it inside double quotation marks. So let's say I want to insert A, B, C, D and semicolon. Now let's run this and see what happens. Okay, so inserting into string 2, so A, B, C, D got added at the beginning of the string, and how are you is as it is. Coming back to the program code, and our next function is find function. It searches for a substring within a given string. So here I am typing finding O in string 1. So let's suppose I want to find the position of character O inside my string 1. So I will have to type str1, that is the name of the string, then dot, then find, and inside find I have to pass my character as an argument within double quotation marks, and then I will type here semicolon. Let's see if I am able to find it. So last line is finding 0 in string 1, and it is at position 1. Let's move on to our next function, which is replace function, and this function accepts 3 arguments. One is the starting position from where to begin the replacement, and second one is the ending position, that means up to which position you want to make replacement, and third argument is the sequence of characters with which you want to make the replacement. So let's suppose that inside my original string, which is good morning, I want to replace these double O's with U. So I have to check the starting and ending positions. So starting and ending positions are 1 and 2 respectively, and I want to replace it with U. So here I will type cout /n replacing double O with U in string 1, and the syntax of this function is you mention the name of the string in which you want to make the replacement. For me it is string 1, so str1 dot replace, and inside the parenthesis mention the starting position, which is 1 for the first O, and ending position, which is the position of the second O, and then inside double quotation marks I have to mention the replacement character or sequence of characters. So I am typing here U, and then at the end of this statement a semicolon. Let's run this, and you can notice that GOOD is replaced with GUD this time. Our second last function is erase function. In this case we are going to erase a sequence of characters from our string, from our actual string. So let's suppose I want to erase good from my string 1. This good has been actually replaced by GUD as we have done replacement in the previous function. So let's delete the first 3 characters from our string 1. So I am typing here cout /n, erasing the first 3 characters from string 1, and the syntax of erase function is that you have to mention first the name of the string from which you are going to erase the characters. So for me it is string 1, then type erase, and inside erase you have to provide the starting and ending positions. For the first 3 characters the positions will be 0, 1 and 2. So we will type 0, 2 and semicolon, and let's execute this now. So here you can see erasing the first 3 characters from string 1, and we are left with D, morning, how are you. GOO have been erased from our string 1. At the end we have compare function. This function compares 2 given strings, and in order to understand it I have declared 3 more string variables. So here I am going to type /n, and I will compare first of all string 4 and string 5. So comparing str4 and str5, and let's see how to use this compare function. So we have to mention our first string, which is str4, then we type compare, and inside the parenthesis we mention our second string, that is string 5, with which we are comparing string 4, then add semicolon. Again I am going to repeat the same thing for my string 4 and string 6, and here I will replace 5 with 6 in this line, and once again I will be comparing string 5 and string 6 also. So string 5 is here and string 6 is here, and here also I have to make one change, and here comes string 6. Now let's run it. So basically what we are doing here, we are making 3 different comparisons using compare function. We are showing how it works. So when we compare string 4 and string 5, string 4 is hello and string 5 is world. So H, which is the first letter of hello, and W, which is the first letter of world, when compared alphabetically, H comes before W, and therefore we receive a negative value here while comparing string 4 and string 5. On the other hand, string 4 and string 6, they are both having the same value of hello with capital H, and therefore they are equal because the spellings are same, and therefore upon comparing them we get value 0 as the output. Finally, we have the comparison between string 5 and string 6. String 5 is world and string 6 is hello, and here you can see W comes after H, and therefore we get a positive value, positive 1 as the output. So this is how compare function works.